Shut up, Jen. You're a backup dancer, and you will never be Britney.
Where is that coming from? That one felt very personal.
I'm Britney. That was a quote. Oh, spooky. What are you, Jen? What are you dressed as?
This
The
is
world's
my
worst salesperson? Oh, wait, no, that's you always.
This is my Beetlejuice wig for Halloween. Have you seen Beetlejuice? I know it's probably like out of your age range.
No. See, it came out in 1988, so 6 years before I was born and 20 years before Rayna was born. So.
Will you watch it? Will both of you watch it?
I guess. Can you roast each other a bit more?
Yeah, you like it because of the nostalgia. Because in 1988, you were in your prime, and now you're just trying to live back the good old days.
I was 7. I don't think anybody's in their prime at the age 7. Well, maybe I was in my prime. Rayna, I'm concerned that I don't know where you're looking.
Yeah. Rayna, what are you wearing? AI.
AI. Rayna, you're so AI.
And so I'm coming here to take everyone's job, so...
Well, you can have Will's because
Yeah, you're gonna... That's the grabs.
I am appreciating how much you committed to this bit, Will.
Which bit?
Just the outfit or the fit.
Do you want me to show you one more thing before we get started?
Yeah, I think you should. Oh.
Do the voice. I'm not Bruce Wayne or anything.
That's really
I'm
good.
a back development rep.
That is the best talent I've seen you exhibit ever.
Justice. Within Salesforce.
Will, I think you should quit your day job.
My account executive team.
Let's go. What we got today, Rayna?
Alright, so I asked you guys prior to this call to think of your scariest sales stories, or most embarrassing. So it's gonna be a scary story off. Whoever has the worst story is the winner, and the winner is gonna be determined by our audience. So we're gonna have them vote on LinkedIn who has the scariest story.
Well, Will's entire sales career is quite scary and embarrassing, isn't it? So that's kind of a disadvantage to me in my ability to win. But
My career got scary when I started to work with you, Jen. That's where it all went down.
Jen, your career is just much longer, so you might have like a larger...
Yeah. He has the benefit of many more years in sales. She's had some more experiences
you see
for sure.
how clear the skin is, no wrinkles. I'm youthful. I'll go first while you think of one. Okay, so I was working a really, really, really big opportunity at my last company. And I worked with this stakeholder who was the head of enablement for like months, building out the business case, doing all of the like explanation of how we were a fit and all that. I made it through the cut of like a bunch of different suppliers, or so I thought. Like, I don't know, 6-7 months into it, it was Q4, and I realized like he was actually not doing anything. We were just having a bunch of phone calls, nothing was really happening. And
Can you be a bit more spooky in your delivery, please?
I made the decision to
No, we're around a campfire telling scary stories. Come on, Jen.
invite
I'm gonna get my
his
marshmallows.
his boss to this golf event. And the boss was like, the CEO of the company is a Fortune 50 company. I don't know where I got the balls to do this. And I invited him to the event and said, hey, by the way, I'm working with so-and-so on your team about sales methodology. And then I got a phone call about an hour later from my boss who said, you need to stay by your phone, because I just got off the phone with the enablement guy who told me you are one of the worst human beings he's ever met. You're terrible at sales. You should never even, that I should fire you. He said this to my boss, and he said, best of luck, and then he hung up, and then the guy called me and then just told me what a terrible human I was for like 20 minutes. I was sobbing on the phone. It didn't stop him. He kept going. And then eventually when he was done yelling at me, he hung up, and I did not win that deal, surprisingly.
Why did he think you were so terrible? Because, I mean, I want to meet this guy. It sounds like me and him have a lot in common.
I think I would cry.
You deserved
I
it.
did cry. I did not deserve it.
What a classic Jen move. Like, oh, I didn't mean to go over your head. It was a golf tournament.
I've never, in the time since that, I've never gone over someone's head again because I'm too scared that I'm going to get screamed at again.
Once upon a time, there was a young boy called Will. He wasn't very good at sales. So what he decided to do was go ahead and buy a book from a renowned sales author that many people would have heard of. He read this book back to front several times. He bought the audiobook. He made his wife listen to it in the car on the way to see the in-laws. Sure enough, that rep got good at sales, started a new job, and got some good coaching. And the company where that rep was working, the rep is me, by the way. I'm going to tell it from the first person. I was working for a company. They were a sales tech company. They were looking to sponsor sales trainers to try and push their tool on their trainees. And this author happened to be one of them. That deal was around 60K large, 60 stacks. Now, the person said, hey, we're not going to recommend this tool to people if we're not using it. So can we get a demo and maybe get set up? I said, yeah, for sure. That's where I got introduced. Budding, because I'm like, yes, I love this sales trainer. I think they are the shit. It was like a dream come true for me. So I go ahead and I work with their
chiefs. How creepy that was? That was very creepy. Your dreams are meeting sales trainer?
Listen, I was lost.
That's why you like me so much.
So at that point, I got introduced to the chief sales officer for this sales training company, who wasn't the author themselves. Did a demo, did some discovery, found out that they were burning money on a problem that my solution would be able to solve. So I demoed the solution, said, do you think this would help? And they said, yes, this would. I said, great. And they said, can we get signed up then? And I said, yeah, sure, I'll pop over a proposal to you. And they said, hold on a second there. You want us to pay for it? And I was like, well, yeah, what we can do is just, record a sale on your side for the sponsorship, and we can take off the total of it was like 3 licenses. So it was like $2,000 max off that cost of sponsorship. That way we can both record a sale on both sides. It looks good for our company, it looks good for our investors, and it's a win for you. And it's only a tiny amount, and you're going to be using this tool every day. He said, no, this sales trainer does not pay for technology because they believe that they are above paying for sales tech. And I was like, oh, interesting. Well, I'm not going to give it to you for free. So where's that leave us? And he said, well, I'm not the final decision maker on this. It's going to go to trainer whose name is redacted. And I thought to myself, it's time to take matters into my own hands. Go vigilante, just like Batman. So I sent an email to the sales trainer and said, hey, first off, wanted to say I love your book. In his book, he mentions that anyone who starts an email that way gets a reply from him. However, and then I said, I've been working with your chief sales officer on this problem, and it seems as though our solution can help solve it. It might be costing this much. It sounds like these things are going wrong. Does this sound interesting to you at all? Worth a further conversation? Now, that email got opened about 47 times back when email tracking still worked. So I knew I'd done something, but I didn't quite realize what I'd done. So what happened was this sales trainer lost his mind, saying that the chief sales officer had never told us this because he's a sales training organization. It getting out that his own sales team were a mess would be a very bad look for them. He fired the chief sales officer and also followed my company to say, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. How dare your sales rep do this? And at that point, I realized, don't meet your heroes.
Your hero is using you as a story of what not to do.
That is quite the impact you've made, Will. Most people go for like, hey, using our solution will help you get promoted and help you see benefits. And you're like, no, not using it means you get demoted or fired.
Thank you guys both for sharing your horror stories from your sales careers. Now, audience, it's your time to decide. Who has the scariest story, Jen or Will? Both almost getting fired.
Not that it like still affects us or hurts us in any way.
No, but
Totally
it keeps me
moved
up
on.
at night, thinking about ways I could have dealt with it better. Or,
Dug up a lot of trauma here, like a lot of...
This is not even an
That's what
episode.
it's like
This
working
is-
sales.
we're gonna
Rayna,
This
say
was
that's
just like a
what sales
therapy
is.
session. I don't know.
That's what the new brand is. Jen versus Will. Who needs therapy more?